best part of living on the edge of Lake Michigan is witnessing the incredible, infinite creativity of God every day. Upon the simple canvas of sky and water, he paints an endless stream of masterpieces. His work effortlessly transitions from calm to mysterious to turbulent, and his use of color, form, and texture is breathtaking. One day, the sky's a watercolor painting with subtle pastel hues bleeding into one another like a melting scoop of rainbow sherbet. Other days are oil paintings with an impasto of thick, angry clouds scraped across the sky. Some days he pulls out all the crayons, and some days his palette is quite limited, and some days I swear he's inventing new colors. Since I've been living here, I've harbored a desire to capture what I see. Now, I know my version can't hold a candle to his. It's doomed to look like a dime store copy of a copy of a copy, a proverbial exercise in futility, but I can wait no longer. On the occasion of turning 50 soon, I have decided to undertake a quest in which I sit on the edge of the master's studio and create 50 copies of some of his best work. 50 paintings of the same sky and water that somehow never look the same. I'm calling the series of paintings 50 Shades of Great. Here is the first one I did. They're kind of small. I think that's 6 by 6 or 5 by 5, just to kind of give me a chance to knock them out and spend a little time trying to capture it as best as I can. Now, as if this Tinker project wasn't challenging enough, I'm adding an additional wrinkle. I can only use 4 colors on each painting. So, for instance, this one here, which looks like it's got quite a bit going on, I actually have only used ultramarine blue, cadmium yellow, quinacridone magenta, fancy, and titanium white. That's it, 4 colors. Now there's a reason that I'm limiting myself like this, but let's start by hopping in a time machine back to a time when a box of 64 Crayola crayons, complete with the sharpener in the back, right? It was as valuable as anything on earth. I recall it containing every color known to man, exotic hues not found in the pedestrian collections of 8 or 24. Periwinkle, brick red, cornflower, thistle, goldenrod, and of course, gold and silver, which I am convinced were made with real bits of the precious metals. This box of 64 crayons turned anyone into an artist. Everything was possible. There was nothing you couldn't draw. Well, nowadays, we're still artists, no longer working in crayon, turning out drawings to decorate the fridge. Now we're tasked with creating better communities, businesses, and teams. In this work, we often yearn for a bigger budget, less red tape, or more cooperation from colleagues, upper management, and politicians. We could use more training, more structure, more resources. If only I had brick red. Can you imagine what we do with some periwinkle? We could make a real difference with some silver and gold in our cramped box. How we long for the unlimited possibilities that box of 64 crayons represented. If I had double the budget, I could really make some strides with these students. If I had a few extra hours a week, I could make some real progress on this plan. If I had another acre, an extra room, or a few hundred more square feet, I could be so much more productive and efficient. If I had a bigger team, we could get so much more accomplished. Money, time, space, manpower. Silver, cornflower, brick red, periwinkle. You may want the big box of 64 crayons, but there is never a time when you'll have everything you wish you had. Heck, most of the time it feels like you're a few crayons short of filling the humble box of 8. Short of the resources that would make your work significantly easier or more effective, it's easy to feel paralyzed and tempted to throw up your hands in resignation. We let the disappointment over what we don't have keep us from making the most of what we do. But here's an important truth to keep in mind. The best painters in the world can create a masterpiece with only 4 colors: red, yellow, blue, and white. That's all you need to paint a rainbow. And even though art supply stores feature walls of paint tubes and a dizzying array of pigments, the wise teachers implore their students to proactively limit their palette to a handful of hues to ensure a harmonious, pleasing result. True creativity thrives when constrained by limitations. You know, back in the day, this tube of paint, ultramarine, would have been worth more than gold. It was the most expensive blue used by Renaissance painters. It was made from lapis lazuli, a rare and expensive stone, and yeah, it was hard to get to, it was hard to mine. It cost more than gold. But you know what, when you're using a lot of warm earth tones made with clay and things like that, like those master painters did, all of a sudden a neutral gray made just from black and white can take on a blue tone by comparison. Having access to all the colors does not make one an artist. It's about knowing how to use the ones you have. So whether you're an educator, a healthcare professional, an entrepreneur, or a parent trying to raise great kids, I get it. I understand that you wish you had more time, more resources, and more freedom to do the important work that needs to be done. That may never be the case. It rarely is in the real world. That's okay. You're simply called to do the best you can with what you have. Don't let your limitations hold you back, dear artist. You may not have the whole box of 64, but you have everything you need to make a masterpiece.